Breakfast Club, bitches.
Who's Donkey of the Day today?
Well, Donkey of the Day for Friday, February 11th goes to John F. Kennedy Middle School in Connecticut. In particular, a teacher named Bree Quarton. She's the district's health and physical education coordinator, and superintendent Christopher Dresick. I think I'm pronouncing his last name right now. I have extreme love for public school teachers. Dropping the clues bombs for all the public school teachers out there. Because my mother has been a public school teacher in South Carolina for as long as I've been alive. And I understand the impact that public school teachers have on kids, and I know how hard that job is because you have to truly love it, because it's not like the pay is your incentive. All right, you have to really care for these kids and their well-being. Lesson plans, assignments, all of these things teachers come up with to educate kids. We appreciate you. Drop another clues bomb for teachers, man, public school teachers. We know it's not easy. And in this era of social media, video games, all types of things, just pulling at these kids' attention, cutting through to these children and creating things that can actually appeal to these kids is tough. So I'm not judging, okay? But as a parent of a middle schooler, I would be concerned about this lesson plan that came out of JFK Middle School. I'm holding it in my hand right now, okay? And the title is Pizza and Consent, okay? Basically, kids at JFK Middle School in Connecticut were instructed to use pizza as a metaphor for sex and asked to cite their favorite toppings. For example, cheese was for kissing and olives were for giving oral. Basically, they compared ordering a pizza to receiving consent. I can't make this kind of stuff up. Listen to Eric Sanzi, Director of Outreach for Parents Defending Education. She did an interview with ABC 7 KATV to describe the assignment.
The assignment started out with a sentence that said, yes, pizza can be a metaphor for sex. And then it went on to explain that just like when friends have to agree on pizza toppings when they're sharing a pizza, that people need to agree on what they're willing to do and not do in terms of consent. And so they decided to have the students list their sexual likes and dislikes and then draw them on a pizza as pizza toppings. Now, again, these are 8th graders, and it's important to keep in mind, under 15% of 8th graders have had sex. So they're being asked very personal questions on a topic that many of them are totally inexperienced with and likely uncomfortable talking about in school.
This is middle school. How many toppings do you think I've had on my pizza in middle school? Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I enjoy a great conspiracy theory. And Pizzagate was a great conspiracy theory. You remember Pizzagate, don't you? The false allegation that the Clintons used the Comet Ping Pong Pizza restaurant in Washington, D.C. as a front for a pedophile sex ring, and the back room was supposedly used for kidnapping and trafficking children. Okay, now, of course, all of this was proven to be false, but it made a lot of noise, all right? The owner of Comet Ping Pong and his staff received death threats. People protested outside of the restaurant. A guy actually went in the restaurant and fired a gun at an employee. See, these fake stories be having real-world consequences, okay? People believe these conspiracy theories, and when you promote these false and reckless conspiracy theories, bad things happen. I'm saying all that to say JFK Middle School in Connecticut has done nothing but contributed to that conspiracy theory. I don't even know if Pizzagate is still a thing, but this right here is going to resurrect it. All right, listen, my daughter is in 8th grade. She's 13. These kids are watching shows like Euphoria. These kids have social media. These kids talk amongst each other. Do you remember when you were 13, 12, 11, whatever age we were in middle school, we was already talking about sex in a real way. So I can only imagine with all the access these kids have now, what their conversations are like. So you don't need stunts like this. Just talk to the kids, okay? Just talk to them, all right? Listen, let me read y'all some of this. This is why they use the metaphor for sex. They say when you order your pizza with friends, everyone checks in about each other's preferences. Some people might be vegan, some people might be gluten-free, others might love pineapple, while others prefer pepperoni. Some might not like pizza at all. If you're a vegetarian but your friend is a meat lover, sharing a pizza is going to bring up a lot of issues. You don't know who you can share your pizza with unless you ask. Okay, didn't they say the same goes with sex? No. What are they talking about? The metaphor doesn't make no sense. The correlation makes no sense. You have to check in with your partners and ask for their preferences. Your partner might be comfortable with one sexual activity but not another. Maybe your partners only want to be touched a certain way, or maybe your partners prefer to use certain language, or maybe they don't want to have sex at all. You'll never know your wants, desires, and you'll never know if your wants, desires, and boundaries are compatible with theirs unless you ask. No. I don't want y'all asking my daughter about any of that. And once again, furthermore, how many toppings do you think these kids have had in middle school? Middle school, I would hope these kids are virgins. Okay, just plain cheese pizzas. Matter of fact, no cheese, no tomato sauce, just raw dough, that hasn't even been put in the oven yet, all right? Amanda, who is a parent from that school district, took to social media to express her disgust with the assignment. Let's listen to Amanda.
Just last week, a school assignment in JFK labeled Pizza and Consent was sent out for students. What's pizza got to do with it, you wonder? We can use pizza as a metaphor for sex. Those are the first 2 lines of this assignment, which is centered around establishing consent and boundaries. Except for page 2, where it takes it one step further and states, now that you know the metaphor for sex, let's explore your preference. Draw and color your favorite type of pizza. Mirror these preferences in relation to sex. Here are some examples. Likes, cheese equals kissing. Dislikes, olives equals giving oral. Since when has it become acceptable for a teacher to ask a student what their sexual wants, desires, and boundaries are? Maybe our board members would like to answer this assignment and share their thoughts, just like our 8th grade students were requested to do.
Now, of course, the school is currently backtracking. Superintendent Christopher Drezick says it was a mistake and the assignment had been inadvertently sent to the students. Basically, they are claiming they sent the pizza to the wrong house. Okay, he said while the assignment was inappropriate, there was no hidden agenda. He said while addressing the parents, there was no secret cabal to indoctrinate kids on something. Let me tell you, man, if, you have to, explain that there's no secret cabal to indoctrinate kids, if a school superintendent has to explain that, all right, then my kids might be in the wrong school, all right? An explanation like that is just, I don't know, man. I just feel like this assignment is prompting kids to become sexually active before their time. And what does pizza have to do with consent? I still don't even know that, all right? Choosing what to put on your pizza when you are ordering with a group is hard enough by itself. Now you're trying to make it a metaphor for sex? And even after it's been explained, I still don't know what any of this has to do with consent, all right? Just talk to these kids. They're young adults. Speak to them as such. I promise they can handle it. But pizza as a metaphor for consent, they cannot. And what's the topping for anal? Huh? Please give John F. Kennedy Middle School in Connecticut the biggest hee-haw.
My kids ain't eating pizza no more.
That's what you got out of that? That's what you got out of that?
That's what I got out of that.
That's what you got out of that?
Chicken fingers and french fries all day long.
Jesus Christ.
And what is the topic?
What is the topic for anal? Now, just that. Can y'all? I just want to know. I just want to because they only put 2. They put cheese and they put olives. No, olives was oral sex, and cheese was kissing. I would like to know what y'all had the topping for anal. Probably peppers. I would say jalapeno peppers.
Jalapenos?
Yeah,
no
jalapeno
brown
peppers.
sauce or nothing like that?
I would say jalapeno peppers because everybody don't love jalapeno peppers, right? Huh? What's something on a pizza that people don't? Pineapple. I would think pineapples. Because everybody doesn't get pineapples on their pizza. You know what I mean? Mushrooms? Nah, everybody likes mushrooms. Everybody don't like it. You know what? Never mind. All right, guys. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey of the day.
Yes, I don't agree with this.
Now, what are we doing? Are we asking people, do they agree with this? What they think about this method of teaching kids about sex in 8th grade?
I don't see any parents agreeing with this lesson plan. And also, too, man, I think we underestimate how smart these kids are. So when you're talking to these young kids in middle school, you can talk to them like young adults. You can just have conversations with them, about sex. I don't know if I want any teacher talking to my kids about sex. I just think that's a parental conversation. But
I agree. And then you never know. Like 8th grade might not be the time because myself, I was a late bloomer. So, 8th grade, I wasn't thinking about sex. I was thinking about basketball.
No, I was thinking about it.
You didn't even think about sex?
No, I
wasn't thinking about sex in 8th grade. I was a late bloomer. I had glasses, braces. Yeah, but thinking about. Okay, let me rephrase that.
Yeah, you have the friends that would bring the playboys to the school and the trapper keepers. You know what I mean?
Right. You weren't about to have sex, but you thought about it.
Yeah, I was 5'2". I had glasses, braces. I was short. I had pimples all over my face. That wasn't something I was ever thinking about.
You thought about it.
In other words, other people weren't thinking about having sex with you.
Jesus Christ, you are evil.
Gracious,
you are really evil.
Now you just triggered me. Now.
Jesus.
Now I'm triggered. Now I'm about to cry. But let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. Gosh, you just hurt my feelings. I'm about to cry. Say sorry. I'm not performing.
Sorry.
Kanye West. Okay, there we go. 800-585-1051. What is the question? What are we asking people?
Do y'all agree with this lesson plan? Pizza and consent. I just want to know what parents think. That's all. Simple as that.
All right. Call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Donkey of the Day is brought to you by the law office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the bull if you've been hurt in a construction accident. That's pound 250 from your cell and say the bull.